And I'm Daryl. What are we doing here?
We're reading the news.
So today we've got some news about TikTok, January 18th. So I hope you guys have been playing the Q&A game, question and answer game. Every time you finish reading a sentence, you ask a question to try to anticipate where the writer is going. Let's practice that on the first sentence. Go ahead, Julie.
America's Supreme Court upheld a law forcing TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance to sell the app or face a nationwide ban.
What's a nationwide ban, Julie?
It's across the nation.
And what's a ban?
Like
if an app is banned, what happens there?
You can't use it.
Right, okay.
Or else.
Okay, so the Supreme Court, what is that?
It's the Supreme Court.
Is that the lowest court or the highest court?
The highest court.
Right, so it's the last court. And what does it mean to uphold a law? Does that mean the law stands and people have to obey the law? Or the law falls and people don't have to worry about that law anymore?
The law.
It means the law stands. Right, so we could ask a question, so what happens now? Are people going to be able to use TikTok? Okay, that's the question I'm asking to try to anticipate where the writer's going. Next sentence, Julie.
The deadline for divestment is Sunday, the day before Donald Trump's inauguration.
Donald Trump's what?
Inauguration.
Inauguration.
That's exactly what I said.
No, you didn't.
Right?
No. So he's going to get inaugurated. What does that mean?
It's a ceremony to become president.
Right. So the next sentence didn't exactly answer my question, but it was kind of in the ballpark. What happens now, one answer to that might be, well, they have to close by a certain deadline, and that's what the next sentence has answered. Julie, do you have any questions after reading the second sentence? Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Come on, Julie, to be a good reader, you gotta ask questions.
Okay.
Maybe it ends with Donald Trump's inauguration, so we could ask, like, what is Donald Trump going to do about it? Right? Right? Keep on reading. The law?
The law passed over fears of Chinese influence could see TikTok removed from app stores.
Right, so that didn't answer the question I just asked, but it could answer another question like, why did they pass this law in the first place? And then if we read the next sentence, Mr. Trump.
Mr. Trump campaigned vowing to save the platform.
So this kind of answers my question, the one I just had. Is Mr. Trump going to do anything about it? Well, he campaigned on that basis.
Saving
when he was
TikTok.
campaigning, during the political campaign, he said, I'm going to save TikTok. So now the question arises, is he actually going to do anything? What is the platform here, Julie?
TikTok.
All right. So that's the first story. And then we're going to scoot down here to Mr. Trump, and we're going to practice a new technique. What's the technique of the day? The technique today is repeat at the beginning. Let's give it a try, Julie. Mr. Trump.
Mr. Trump said he had a very good phone call with Xi Jinping, China's president.
And so you could ask the question, well, what did they talk about on this fantastic phone call? But that's not the technique we're going to work on here. It's in a social media post. Go ahead.
In a social media post, America's president-elect wrote that they discussed trade,
fentanyl is a kind of drug, and
TikTok, among other topics.
So they just answered my question, right? But what's the technique we're working on here? It's repeat at the beginning. So the first sentence starts with Mr. Trump, and the second sentence starts with, in a post, America's president-elect. Who is America's president-elect?
Mr. Trump.
Right, so we actually start those two sentences with the same thing. And when we start the second sentence, we give an explanation for who this person is. So that's the technique I'd like Julie says, oh, so she understands. So that's the technique I would like you guys to practice this week. All right.
I already knew that. I just did that for his reaction.
Oh, my goodness. Julie, you've got such a interesting sense of humor. The Chinese government, go ahead.
The Chinese government said the pair agreed to establish a channel of strategic communication.
So, the pair, who is the pair here?
Xi Jinping and Mr. Trump.
Right, and the previous sentence talks about what Mr. Trump said, and so you could naturally ask the question, well, what did the other guy, Xi Jinping, say? And this sentence answers that question. What is a channel of strategic communication? It's where you communicate, right?
Yeah.
And you communicate about important stuff, that's strategic stuff. And a channel, what's a channel? It's not a television channel. It's just like a phone line or a way for them to communicate. Last sentence, go ahead.
Han
Zheng, China's vice president.
will attend Mr. Trump's inauguration.
Come on, Julie, inauguration. How many times do you have to see this word before you learn how to say it? Inauguration.
That's exactly what I said.
That's not exactly what you said. He's going to get inaugurated. He's going to become president. What is a president-elect?
A president-elect is the elected president.
Is he the president yet?
No.
But he will be very soon. All right, we're going to do this last story.
Doo-doos.
A mammoth opportunity for conservationists. This is a kind of Shuangguanyu. So mammoth means really big, and it's also a kind of animal, which you see pictured here. So dodo, this is really interesting. Dodos,
I can't say that.
thylacines,
What are those?
I don't know, and
Woolly
mammoths
That's exactly what I said.
have
Long been extinct,
colossal biosciences, go ahead,
which describes itself as the world's first de-extinction company. He wants to bring them back.
right. So the first sentence has this word extinct, which is an adjective. And the second sentence has de-extinction, which is a noun. So you can, instead of doing verb and then noun, you can do adjective and then noun. Okay? So it's a variation on the technique that we practiced in the first week. So you got to keep on practicing or you're not really going to learn it. How about the technique for this year? Or for this week, Julie? What is the technique for this week?
Repeat what we said at beginning.
Very good. See you later.